Master, y'all gaming. Now, before you say it, I know I'm in a tank top. You've never seen me in a tank top before. Our AC is broken. We found out recently that our AC unit is from 1995. So we got to get that replaced. So it's mad hot in here. So I'm in a tank top. That's TKbreezy, who is in North Carolina, where I'm sure it's much hotter. How are you doing down there, my friend?
I'm doing great. It actually is much hotter down here, and the worst part is that like my AC has not been working recently. So,
Oh, you too.
yep. They said they came out and they were like, "Yeah, you got a leak," and I was like, "Okay," and they were like, well, "We're gonna have to talk to your warranty." I was like, "Well, how long is that gonna take?" And they're like, "Whenever you get back, they get back." Whenever you get back, they get back. That's just not what I want to hear. So,
Wait, is it a
big rip on
Freon?
that.
Is it a Freon leak, like a
I think it's a
refrigerant?
Freon leak.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's what we had too. And the guy was like, "Your unit's from 1995. I'm not fixing it." And he was like, "Freon is like $150 a pound, and you have 5 pounds." I was like, "Jesus
Lord.
Christ!" So yeah, you might be in the same issue I was in. Good luck.
Well, I'm leaving, so it's now to my mother to fix it.
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah. So, but that's a nice little life update. Let's go ahead and talk about these games, guys. Today we will be talking about Monster Hunter, It Takes Two, and of course our first thoughts on Pokemon Snap and Returnal, both dropping this Friday. So if you're looking for some casual action, you got Pokemon Snap, and if you're looking for some roguelike action, you got Returnal. But first, obviously we're going to talk about this here Monster Hunter update. Now, Monster Hunter just updated, I think, yesterday. A lot of people thought it was going to be today, but I think it was 28th in Japan time, which means it was 27th over here. And that update is amazing. I've already got 200 hours into Monster Hunter. Thanks streaming. Thanks to streaming. But I was getting to the point where basically at the time I was just, helping my subs and stuff do hunts with them. And it's still fun. Like you can always it's like boss battles, but getting better at boss battles,
Yeah.
But now the update has brought in some new bosses, some new dragons, upgraded weapons, better decos, so you can you can mix and match your set a little better as far as like how you can get extra skills from your armor. The new monsters are really cool. They brought back some of the old monsters as well. Basil Juice is back and stuff like that. So it's a good update, and I feel like as long as they keep up with a nice update schedule like this, Monster Hunter Rise has a long life ahead of it. And I haven't really been into a Monster Hunter like this before. Like I played World, and then I finished all the base World, and then by the time Iceborne came out, I wasn't really playing World anymore. But I don't really know if I'm going to stop playing this game by the time like they get a super big update like some Iceborne stuff, because I've been enjoying playing the shit out of this game. And I honestly feel like if you were ever kind of like skeptical on Monster Hunter, but you wanted to get into
Now's
it, this
the
would
time.
be the one. Yeah.
I'm going back and forth on it because like I'm in a weird spot where it's like I'm looking for stuff to play, but I'm stuck because I'm in that spot where it's like I can't play everything I want to because I stream pretty much all the times that I play stuff, and some of my stuff I'm like, okay, well that's not really good for streaming, but I want a game like on the side that I don't have to stream that would be fun. And like Monster Hunter always seems good, but I'm also worried about getting to a grind that isn't fun. I mean, if Capcom consistently has patch updates, which it sounds like they do, I don't know what their history is like in the past with stuff like this. I know Resident Evil 7 had a lot of updates, but I don't know if it was
like, even if you would have right now, you would have at least 150 hours of stuff to do before you even need an update.
Damn.
And that's even if you were deciding to just do the thing I was talking about earlier, where you just stay in the top tree, because the top tree in every weapon is non-elemental. It's just damage.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, cool. So if you can obviously play the whole game like that. Elemental is just for extra damage, but you can play non-elemental and just beat the whole game like that. So basically, at that point in time, it's just pick a weapon that you like and go crazy. So
yeah, I've always like flirted with the idea of Monster Hunter, and I'm glad that this is like. I've heard that they've gotten bigger and bigger. Like World was one of their top sellers last year, so Monster Hunter is consistently like putting up numbers, which is really cool to see. Like it's fun to see Capcom firing on all cylinders, because I feel like for a while they were just misfiring in a lot of ways. But now, I mean, Resident Evil's back on top. They got out of that weird funk that they were in with 5 and 6. It seems like Monster Hunter is going well. I got to imagine they're working on another fighting game. I know that they scrapped Street Fighter 6 apparently, and they're remaking it, which is whatever. But there's a lot of stuff that Capcom could be moving to, and I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, I just hope that, the Capcom formula for fighting games is very annoying with the whole, like, we make a fighting game, then we make a fighting game again, and then we make a fighting game again, but it's all the same
Super
fighting
ultra,
game. It's just a
yeah.
bunch of updates. And, like, I don't know. Like, the amount of money that I spent on Street Fighter 5 compared to the amount of hours is just abysmal. I'm pretty sure I've
Yeah.
spent more money per hour. Like,
Yeah.
like I think I have, like, I don't know, maybe 90 hours in that game, and I know I've spent more than $90 by now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just that part's annoying, but I think it just comes with the territory.
Sure.
I really don't really see a lot of other games doing that either, though, because, like, I mean, definitive editions, like, I know that Injustice has one,
Yeah.
but Injustice had one, like, by the time Injustice was dead, so it's just like, hey, if you still want to play Injustice with all the characters, here you go.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, Street Fighter is like, you have to get this update, otherwise you can't. One, you can't play with everybody else, and two, you're going to be behind in the meta. So it's not fun.
It feels like it's milking a bit, but I feel
Yeah.
like I understand why they do it, because they're like, if you're still playing Street Fighter a year and a half, 2 years later, you're probably gonna buy it. So like,
Yeah.
I think less and less people are gonna not go crazy on that. So I do understand it. Actually, I don't know if this is worth a topic for discussion, but I've heard a rumor, and I don't know how true this is. NRS is working on a Marvel fighting game, which would be crazy. Like, because remember, they were doing DC stuff. They made Injustice 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And now, like, Marvel is historically, sort of associated with Capcom. So what would an NRS Marvel game look like? That would be so weird.
I don't know about it. I don't know if I can get down with the NRS Marvel Mortal Kombat. That sounds pretty
How
whack.
would it look?
Like,
How would it be any different?
because
like-
I mean, I think well, that is true, but
I don't know if it's true. I don't know if the whole thing is true. It's just a little birdie told me that. I've heard it somewhere. So
I feel like I think it's just going to be too hard compared to the fluidity of Capcom's fighting games. Like,
yeah.
the thing about Mortal Kombat is it's a rigid game. Like, it is just a very rigid game, and I think now that DC has kind of like been on that side for so long, it would be hard for DC to make or DC characters go into the Marvel Universe type games, and then it would be hard for the Marvel Universe type games go into the DC Universe. So I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm good on that, to be honest, because like, like the stiffness, it just seems like it works now for the DC universe.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
It's associated with
a
it.
fluid one is kind of weird.
You now have brand recognition from a DC, where it's like, okay, it's a Marvel game but a little bit different, or it's a Mortal Kombat game but a little bit different. I feel like, what could you do that could differentiate Marvel and DC? I don't really know. Like, from a gameplay perspective, obviously the worlds are very different, but like, what is NRS gonna do that's different with, like, I don't know, because so many of the characters are 1-to-1. I just I don't know. I could see it being good if they decide to go down that route, and then maybe that even opens up for a DC versus Marvel if they want to do that. I mean, I don't think they do.
That is never going to happen.
Well,
that is literally never going to happen, bro.
I think there's no reason for Marvel to do it now, because like they're so far ahead. But I could see it. Maybe.
Wouldn't the companies have to agree to that too, though?
Well, that's the issue, is that DC is Warner Brothers and Marvel is Disney. So you need Warner Brothers and Disney to shake hands. And Marvel has so much of a bigger chunk of the market that there is nothing that Marvel gets out of making a fighting game with DC. Like, I don't see what they really get out of that other than like Superman recognition, but who gives a shit? But I mean, if a company made both of your games, maybe it's a little bit I don't know. I could see it.
Man. So the chat says technically that did happen in the 90s in a comic. It sucked though. And then Team Skull says, just wait until Disney buys DC 2. Like, by that time, you already know what's gonna happen. When are we getting that Marvel versus Star Wars crossover?
Oh God, yuck.
That joint. That's gonna be the new hotness. But yeah, anyway, we've got way off topic. Monster Hunter Rise is great. Let's get to the next topic. It Takes Two. Now, you played It Takes Two.
That game bangs. That game bangs.
Okay.
Yeah. So my wife and I have been playing It Takes Two very off and on. The biggest problem with us playing it is my setup, because obviously I'm in a basement, bro. So like it's not very comfy. I don't have any chairs. Mal and I don't own many chairs. We have this one here, which is just a dining room chair, and sitting in it for a long time kind of hurts. So we haven't played it that much. We had 2 sessions, one on stream, one off stream. It is amazing. I would love to play it more. It's difficult for us because we're both so busy. I'm really busy, obviously, with Panda work and stream and all this other stuff. And she's really busy with the stuff she's doing because she's still working. She takes care of the baby a lot of the time, so she can't really make it as much. But we love it every single time that we get together and play it. It's so cool to see, because I feel like there are so many instances of games that go a little bit too far in terms of their game mechanics. So like they'll introduce too many elements, so like outposts or crafting or survival elements or shit like that, and it's like, you don't have to do that. Just make a really compelling gameplay loop and fill it with creative stuff. And that's what It Takes Two does. Everything's really simple. The platforming is really simple. The challenges aren't really that hard. But everything surrounding it, like the cake is basic, but the icing is perfect.
Okay.
It's so creative. It's very funny in a lot of ways. Like it's just really cool. There's a segment involving an elephant. So there's a part where the gist of the game is that you are shrunk down with your wife. You're married, or, well, I guess your husband, too, if you play that. But you're a married couple, and you have a little girl, a daughter, who is, like, turning, I think, a teenager? I don't know. But she's got problems, and you guys are getting a divorce soon. It's mutual. You guys just, it's not really working out. You're going down your separate ways. It's not really a crappy divorce. Like, there's no animosity. It's just, like, we're different people. So it's a normal divorce story. And then you're shrunk down into these little tiny dolls, and you have to figure out, like, what happened and go talk to her. I think it's, like, your daughter cried on you, and it turned you into dolls or something. I don't know. But basically, there's a section of the game where you finally get into your daughter's room, and the whole point of the section is we need to make her cry on us again, because that's how we got here, so let's make her cry on us. So you break her favorite toy, and, like, they're like, yeah, she's crying. She's going to be traumatized forever. And there's this really messed up scene of you killing the thing that you need her favorite toy. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but look it up. Look up Cutie the elephant. There's a scene of you killing her, and it is brutal. But it's, like, whimsically brutal. It's, like, it's very funny, but it's kind of sick. And it's surprising that they went that far. And the parents are just like, sorry we have to do this, but we need to get back to being her parents. It's very funny. The game is amazing. I don't mean to go and like have too much of a synopsis. We haven't beat it. It's apparently way longer than we thought it would be. It's like 12 hours. But it's amazing. And Mal and I are going to go back and play A Way Out soon too, because it's made by the same guy, and his whole gimmick is making cooperative, like, cinematic sort of games.
Yeah.
And I want to see more of that, man, because, like, I feel like there's so few creatively expressive games coming out now. I'm currently in a drought. I don't know what to play, because everything feels like it's either the same thing or a remake, or I just want to see more creative games, and this one is excellent.
Yeah, I remember that, like, I watched the game show with him in it, and he was just, he was so freeform with it. He didn't have anything written. He was, yeah, man, this thing's coming out on PS4, the systems, just not Switch though. Like, I was like, oh, all right. So yeah,
he didn't feel corporate at all.
Yeah, and that also kind of sold me for sure. Like, yeah. I was like, I like that. I don't feel like I'm getting sold to. I feel like I'm just talking to some guy who's like, yeah, man, I just made this game. It's pretty cool. If you want to check it out, cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've watched a decent amount of streamers play it, like, together. It looks pretty nice. I thought I forgot it wasn't on Switch. Me and Tori were gonna play it, but then I was like, oh, it's not on the Switch. And honestly, my office is just too hot. I don't feel like moving my PS5 around. So, if it ever comes out on the Switch, for sure, it looks like the perfect candidate for that. But yeah, whenever that happens, it happens. So
you can play it on you don't need to be local. You can play it online on Steam, which is cool.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a computer, so. Well, she doesn't have a strong enough computer for that.
Gotcha. Yeah. I mean, like, that part of the game was super cool too, because it's only $40, but you get 2 copies, which is like, damn. Like,
Yeah.
this whole thing is so pro-consumer. And it's weird because I'm pretty sure it was developed or not developed, it was published by EA. And I'm like, huh, good for them. I want to see more stuff like it, dude. That's why I wanted to bring it up on here, because games are such a stagnant medium in a lot of ways, and it's because they cost so much to make that the developers will sort of go out of their way to make them less interesting, to give you the same slop that you've seen before. So this is really cool that there's something that's so unique and is executed so well. It's not even just like a cool concept. The game itself is excellent. So good game. I would definitely recommend it to anybody, for sure. It's excellent.
Yeah. So before we get into our third topic, so some upcoming games. Of course, my man Coney has got something great to show you.
We actually don't.
Coney?
We don't have.
We
to
have nothing to show you now.
Nope.
Never mind.
Ain't got shit to show you. Nothing at all.
All right, not this time. All right. Well, that's great. That's going to sound really great on that audio podcast.
We'll cut it. We'll cut it.
That's going to sound great on the audio.
Fix it in post.
Whatever. Into the third topic. It is looking forward to Pokemon Snap and Returnal. Both of these games coming out on Friday. Returnal is a roguelike, kind of set into like a spacey dystopian type future with like a bunch of tentacle monsters around. And then Pokemon Snap, obviously you know Pokemon Snap. But if you don't know Pokemon Snap, it's a game where you take a picture of a bunch of Pokemon as you ride on a rail cart. And then I don't know if you're going to turn it back into Professor Oak, but Professor Oak would then say, "You were close" all the time. And then you'd be like really annoyed about it.
You were always close.
Yeah, you were never there, but you were always close.
Yeah. Yeah, you were always almost there, but not quite there. So yeah. I've been keeping a close eye on this. I introduced a segment on my stream recently where we try to guess the Metacritic scores of games before they come out, and I'm pretty sure that our Metacritic guess for Pokemon Snap was like, I think it was like high 70s or low 70s. I don't remember, but it was like not great. Yeah,
damn,
because
I was gonna give it like a 89 to 93.
I didn't think so, because Pokemon Snap was such a simple gameplay loop, and I didn't think they would iterate on it that much. Apparently, though, this game bangs. I've been seeing good reviews everywhere. Currently has an 80 on Metacritic, but obviously, that might change as more stuff comes out. People are saying it's very good and that it's different enough from the first game, and I'm very excited to hear that. I didn't know it would be this good, but apparently people really dig it. I think there is a novelty to just seeing Pokemon be Pokemon, because not a lot of games do that. You have to fight them or battle or see them in that confrontational context, and like something just like this is so refreshing and cool. I can see why people like it.
Yeah, the one thing apparently the director of Pokemon Snap was also a producer for Pokken. Oh, cool. One thing that I realized what happened to me is that like I think the closer it got, the more I started to not care about it. And I don't know why, because like the announcement got me hype. I've been wanting a Pokemon Snap forever, but it's like it almost feels like this should have came out like 2-3 years ago. And not the way that the game looks, just the idea that Pokemon Snap has been gone so long without another Snap game, when it sold like pretty well, I think, on the N64, that we've had the GameCube, we've had the Wii, we have the Wii U, and now the Switch. Plus all the 3DS, which it definitely would have worked on as well. I definitely think this could have came out some time ago, and I would have been like more interested in it. Blue says try 15 years, but I don't know, nah, because I feel like we needed some time to gather more Pokemon. Now there's a plethora of Pokemon that you can see right now. There's like 900 of them almost.
There's so many.
So like 15 years ago, we would have had, I don't know, maybe 350 at most. Honestly, I don't know. I'd have to look that up, but I feel like it was probably Gen 2 or 3 around 15 years ago, if that. So yeah, just like this amount of time that is spent, that has passed is great. I just feel like for some reason there would have been a point in time where I feel like I had a window to play it 2-3 years ago, because now I'm stuck on Monster Hunter. I don't have time to like hop into Pokemon Snap. I feel the same thing about Returnal. The game looks sick. I just don't know if I have time to jump into it.
Yeah, so let's talk about that one quick. It's Risk of Rain. It's just Risk of Rain. I was watching gameplay and I was like, okay. Which is fine. Risk of Rain is fun. But from everything that I've seen from the gameplay cinematics and the trailers and stuff, I'm like, oh, this is just a AAA studio doing Risk of Rain, but it's not because it's House Marquee and they haven't made a game like this before. I have no idea what this is going to do. I genuinely have no idea what's going to happen here. I'm keeping a close eye on it. I think it has potential to either super pop off or just flake out. I feel like or just be in the middle. So it has potential to do anything. I was going to say there's no potential for it to be in the middle, but there is.
Is it multiplayer?
Nope. Not as far as I know.
Well, that's a big miss for me. Hold on.
It's single player, I think single player story heavy Risk of Rain. So like there's more story elements, but I don't know. I think it might bang.
It says Returnal does have an online multiplayer feature, although you cannot play with a friend in Returnal. There's an online multiplayer feature in the game per PlayStation blog post from the game.
Well, you can play with a random person?
See the deaths of other players?
Oh, okay. Stupid.
What?
It's like the Dark Souls thing. Yeah, you can see other people die, but if you can't play with them, what's the point?
Yeah.
Whatever. I that's a little weird to me, but I get similar vibes as I do to another game coming out in May, which I'm sure we'll talk about in a future episode, is a game called Biomutant, which for some reason
I'm very hyped for that one.
Are you? Because dude, I've seen a lot of hype for it, and I'm like, I don't get it because I watched the gameplay and it looks like one of those games that has too much stuff. It has outposts, it is crafting, it looks like a slurry of things. It's like a Breath of the Wild, Horizon Zero Dawn, but it has too much. But it looks
we
funny.
play Far Cry though?
Far Cry is not the same.
Okay.
Far Cry is extremely basic. No. Far Cry is extremely basic. It has those elements, but they're all very surface level.
All right, but like you have to do a lot. Those elements a lot. There's like 9,000 outposts. There's like 8,000 liberation missions of the warehouses or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
but
what's
since
the issue here?
The games are so basic, and that's such. It's such window dressing. Like in Far Cry, you don't have to do stuff that complicated. It's just like kill 3 emus. Cool. Okay. But then if you play another game, it's like kill 3 emus with a bow in the right place. Make sure it's not too hot because then the feathers will melt. It's like there's so many other elements, and I feel like Biomutant might have that where it's like it has so many pieces. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I appreciate about Far Cry is it's still kind of arcadey in a way. Like, you don't have to, like, I remember that, like, that happened to me with Red Dead. It's like I'm running around, and I'm like, okay, I see a fox. I need to kill a fox. Is that a good fox? No, that's a mangy fox. The pelt isn't good. I need to find a good fox. And then I'm walking around 20 minutes trying to find a fox. I think,
what you're saying.
You know what I mean? If the elements are simple enough, I'm down. If it's complicated, that's a no-shake.
Okay. No shake for you, huh?
Yeah, it's a Coney no shake.
It does look like there's a lot within skill trees and like how you can advance in the game. Like I was watching, like the like a gameplay like first 15 minutes type deal, and they were talking about that, and it was like the way that the tree works is that like you start the game and you like kind of like pick. It's like a circle chart, like,
okay.
And you kind of like pick where you're going or whatever. I don't know if I forgot what it's called. Like the stat charts where like each point is something else. So it's one of those, and like depending on how your points go is basically how you are. So if you're like got a bunch of points in speed and attack, then maybe you're like an assassin. But if you got like a bunch of points in attack and defense, maybe you're like a vanguard or something. You're more about sitting on the ground and blocking stuff or parrying stuff. And I like that idea, but I wonder how. Yeah, I do wonder how deep it goes.
Is it multiplayer?
Let's find out. Biomutant.
Not that would change much, because it's like it's probably just the single player thing, but it's good to sort of see.
Okay.
Gives it another element.
It says nope, single player game. This guy says okay, this is funny. Says sorry, I don't know if there's a threat for this yet, but does anyone know if Biomutant will have a multiplayer function, maybe a battle arena that is online and the rest of the game is offline? And it says some other stuff about that. And then the first comment is, thankfully, it's single player.
Thankfully? Damn.
Like, damn, what happened to you, bro?
Like, people just keep invading his room in Dark Souls, and he's pissed about it. He's had enough.
Yeah, he's definitely getting destroyed in Dark Souls.
Leave me alone! Poor guy.
Just unplugs his PS5 from the internet. Like, please.
That would be mad annoying if I'm playing Biomutant, because I'm a little raccoon guy trying to kill people with my sword, and then this giant mammal just joins my room with a gun. Like the animals are going to be so different. I'm excited to see it. I think the game, this one in particular, has high probability of either being a blow up, like it's going to be terrible and it's going to be awful, or it's going to change the world. Like, I think this game is going to be one or the other.
Okay.
I don't think there's any room for it in the middle. It's not going to be like a 70. It's either a 90 or a 50. We'll see. I don't know. Coney says that about every game. I literally didn't. I literally just now said that Returnal could be anywhere. I just said that. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Listen with your ears.
Well, that's definitely a big we'll see, because I mean, like, the game concept in itself sounds great. It's like a cute, almost like kind of watered down, like it's easier version of Devil May Cry, but like with more colorful backgrounds and stuff, and the way you can change up your style. It's really cool. But yeah, there could be potential for it to have too much, and sometimes, you know, having too much and overwhelming the player from jump is like kind of an issue. Like, I think if Monster Hunter didn't have so many tutorials at the beginning, it'd be like that.
Yes.
Know?
Yeah.
Like, but Monster Hunter, like, pretty much they give you a lot of tutorials at the beginning that will carry over for a long time. So the first time you get hit with any type of blight, like a prompt comes up and it's like, you got hit with this blight. This blight will, you know, slow you down. Use a no berry to get rid of it or whatever. And it's like, all right, cool. But yeah, if a game throws a lot at you at the beginning, but like doesn't really tell you what all that stuff is, it definitely is overwhelming for like the common player. Because like, you got to think about it like this too. For, you know, we stream, so this is like our job. But for people who don't have that time, you know, they want to be able to like hop into a game and play. If you give me a game and I have in the first 3 hours I still don't know what's going on, I'm not gonna want to play. So yeah, just gotta tutorialize the right way. Over tutorialization is definitely a thing as well. I know I forgot what game that's like that. There's a game I always talk about that over tutorialize, but I cannot remember it on the top of my head right now. But just a good sweet spot of tutorials.
Yeah.
It was Skyward Sword. That's what it is. Over tutorialization on Skyward Sword. I've played Zelda. You don't have to tell me how to swing my sword. Like, I'm come on. Like, Skyward Sword's probably not anyone's first Zelda. And it was like everything was a tutorial though.
Yeah.
Use this to walk. Use this to jump.
I don't know, dude, because I feel like you have to make that one more tutorialized, because like the whole point of that one in particular was like swinging the Wii remote, so it's probably a lot of kids' first times.
Come on,
they tried to make it bigger.
Wii Sports is right there, bro.
It came out like a year after the Wii came out, right?
Okay, but Wii Sports, every Wii came with Wii Sports, and you know people played it.
You're really gonna be like, hey, listen, before you play Skyward Sword, I need you to go figure out how to use this. Go play this other game and then come back. That's
God.
not. Wii Sports is not a tutorial.
Maybe that's not the best example. I'm just saying that the tutorials last in that game for well over 10 hours.
I'll give that up. That should.
You were still getting tutorialized like pretty much that far into the game. So.
That should not happen. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And then as Rosebud said, they were unavoidable. So
like,
you can't really skip them. Yeah, it's just. There was a lot going on. So anyway, that was a lot of topics here on Y'all Gaming. I know we've jumped around, but I know it's gonna be great for you guys who listen to this in the car.
Hell yeah,
a lot of stuff to talk about. Y'all can be like, I do agree with that. But
true.
Y'all Gaming usually every Tuesday, but you know, unless I got internet issues, then it's Wednesday. So it's Tuesday or Wednesday, but let's shoot for Tuesdays. If you guys did not get a chance to listen to this, it will be on podcast form and YouTube form very soon. You got any final words?
Thank you guys for tuning in to Y'all Gaming. If you guys are interested, my YouTube, actually, I just uploaded a video. It's my newest movie. I got sub 20 on Mario. The run is up there. Relive the history, the magic, the pageantry of the sub 20 Mario run. It was a big thing. It was a big deal. Tonight, I'm going to be streaming. I got a salty bet bracket, and I got some other stuff I'm going to be doing, so tune in, twitch.tv/Coney. I got to film something for Panda tonight involving a Sonic fighting game. So that'll be...
Oh, which one? Sonic the Fighters or Sonic Battle?
Not that... No, it's actually a fan-made one. I thought it was Sonic the Fighters, but it's that new one. Smackdown or something.
The Marvel one. Yeah, I played that one. That one's pretty good.
Yeah, they want me to beat it on hard, and I have to play as Shadow.
Good luck.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. They were like
Shadow is so he has so many components.
Well, that was the thing is they were like, hey, you know, we've got 2 other of our players playing this, and we need a third. You want to do it? And I'm like, yeah, sure, no problem. And they're like, okay, Jay Wong is playing Tails, Kizzy is playing Sonic. You have to play Shadow. I'm like, of course.
What?
Of course, I have to play Shadow.
There's so many other characters though. Why couldn't you?
Yeah, but I guess it's for the content. I don't know. I think when they came up with the idea, but we'll see. Tune into that. That'll be up tonight. I might go live a little bit early tonight. Might go live at 7 so I can film that. But the bracket tonight starts at 8:30, so be there. That's what I'm doing. How about you? You're going live right now, right after, right?
Yeah, I'm going right back to 20 Monster Hunter. So hey, if y'all trying to hunt some more, we can hunt from 5:45 to 9 because that's about my schedule now. Yep. And yeah, man, if you need some help, that's all I'm doing now. Like I'm so far into the game that I pretty much I help I'm about to say younger hunters, like a Big Brother program. Let me show you how to hunt, son. Like, but nah, I just go into other people's lobbies, my subs lobbies, and do that. So if y'all want to hunt some more, come back to the TKbreezy stream.
Yep.
Going live literally right now. So yeah,
let's do it. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll catch you guys on the next Y'all Gaming. But for now, continue gaming. We'll see you soon. Goodbye. And I was about to say goodnight, but it's only afternoon. Goodbye. Don't go to bed. It's too early.